Hey everybody, this is Nick Baldwin, and today I'm being joined by UFC fighter David Onama, who unfortunately came up short this past weekend in his UFC debut against Mason Jones, but it was a terrific effort on short notice, up a weight class, and we wanted to talk to him about that experience and what it was all like to step into the octagon for the very first time. So, David, thanks so much for doing this. How are you?
I'm doing good, man. Thanks for having me on here.
Absolutely. Appreciate you doing this again. Congratulations on a great performance. A lot of people thought, this probably should have gotten fight of the night. I think, it might even be on that short list for fight of the year, but come December. So just props to you for a great fight. And it was a close one, of course. First of all, how are you feeling physically 5 days later?
Oh, man, I'm feeling good. It just, my body's a little bit sore, but I'm feeling good. Feeling fine. I'm actually back on vacation now. Back in Alabama. Finishing up my vacation with the family. So I'm all good.
Very, very nice. Are you from Alabama? I mean, of course, I know you're from Uganda, but did you grow up? Did you spend time in Alabama?
No, I have a good friend of mine that lives out here. So I just come and visit. For the week. So, but I'm not from Alabama. I just have friends
Okay.
here, families here. So.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Let's go back to before this fight, to about 4 or 5 days before this fight took place, when you found out that you'd be fighting Mason Jones on short notice in your debut.
Yeah.
How did this come together? When did you actually find out? Who called you? How did this all happen?
Yeah, so the whole thing went down. It went down last weekend on Tuesday when my coach James Krause and my manager Jason House and my other manager Joe Wooster, they were literally all calling my phone. It was like 4 a.m. in the morning. I thought I was dreaming that my phone was going off. So I just woke up and first thing I saw was James Krause saying, when you wake up, first thing to do is call me. So I got up, I called him, and then he was like, "Hey, I think you have a fight coming up this week, so we need you in Vegas, as soon as possible." You know, I still couldn't believe it was real. I'm like, "Yo, this serious? This real?" He's like, "Yeah, man, this is real. We need to get you on the plane. Come to Vegas as soon as possible." So I got up, stopped packing, got an Uber, uh, flew right to the airport, and from there we flew to Vegas, and from there, everything, you know, everything got real. Started doing like my medicals, like blood work, media interviews, and all the other good stuff. So,
So no hesitation on your part. 4 days notice. This is the dream. This is what you wanted. You just have to do what it takes. No
yeah,
hesitation.
man. No, not at all. Like I know I belong in there. You know what I mean? All I wanted to do was just get to Vegas, just get to Vegas and then start from there. But it's nothing new to me, like before this I fought like 2 weeks ago. So, I was all ready, I was good shape. I was ready, man. I was ready to fight, man. All I want to do is just, go to Vegas and just show the world what I can do.
And as you said, you fought about 2 weeks before this fight, so you had just been coming off a win.
Yeah.
Was there any indication that a short notice opportunity in the UFC could have been coming your way had an injury occurred, someone fell out of a fight? Like, did anyone tell you, like, hey, be ready, this could happen at some point soon?
Yeah, my head coach James Krause always told me, man, just be ready, man. The call is gonna come anytime soon, man. Just stay ready. He's always like keeps me updated, texting me, calling me, telling me, man, just stay ready, stay ready, stay ready. So I knew it was coming, and I've been ready, like I said, and the call happened, and I was ready. So.
Has it sunk in yet? 5 days after the fight, 9 days after you found out you were in the UFC. As you said, there was a lot of stuff going on when you found out. You had to fly to Vegas right away, interviews, the weight cut, of course, the actual fight. Have you allowed yourself time to just like realize, hey, I'm in the UFC?
Yeah, man. Like I said, I knew I was gonna, come here. What's called like being a UFC, so I was prepared for that. I knew everything that I had to do, to get myself in that position. And like I said, man, my head coach James Krause always tells me to be ready. So I feel like that helped me out a lot because that really kept me, kept me ready and it showed out. So yeah.
How did you feel about how the fight played out with Mason Jones?
Man, Mason Jones, man, he's a tough, durable game plan opponent. Uh, I thank him and his team for welcoming me to the UFC. Uh, I knew he was gonna bring it. He knew I was gonna bring it. So, man, Kid was tough, man. I just kind of went out there and showed the world what I'm capable of doing, and I feel like it showed. So, didn't get the bonus, but I'm not there for the bonus. I'm there to fight. So, you know.
I don't know if you watched the other fights on the card, but there was a few others like that were probably in contention for fight of the night as well. If you saw them, do you think you deserved fight of the night as unbiased as you can be?
Yeah, I think I deserve that, man. For fight of the night, I think I think I got it, but that ain't want to give it up because I'm the underdog. Came out, showed out, and I don't know, man. I felt like I got the fight of the night, and then my teammate Jeff Molina fought on that same card. I think he got a performance of the night, maybe I'd guess. But me and him both showed out. Like, wish me and him both should have got that bonus, but that ain't give it to us. But we're both out there to fight, man. We're not out there for the money. It's what we love to do, and that's why we win this game.
Have you had a chance to watch the fight back yet?
Oh yeah, I watched like at least 4 or 5 times.
Wow.
I watched it.
What did you think watching it back? Obviously, I'm sure you're looking at it with a bit of a critical eye, but I mean, in terms of the level of excitement, what did you think about that? And have you seen some things that, hey, maybe I could have done this differently or done this a bit better? How did you feel about it watching it back 4 or 5 times?
Man, I feel like I should have, just kept my distance on my striking, and I was going like. I was speeding it up too much. I feel like I should have slowed the pace down a little bit. I just kept kind of, blisting them, and I should have slowed the fight down a little bit, and then stopped the takedown, and just kept the distance, man. I felt like I was rushing it too much to where I should have slowed it down a little bit. And my coaches even told me like, "Yo, slow it down a little bit," but I just wanted to fight, man. Took the final 4 days notice, man. I just wanted to show the world what I can do, So
yeah. What were the emotions after the fight when you don't get your hand raised? It's a short notice fight, though. It's up a weight class. Were you still disappointed because of course, no one wants to lose. You don't go into a fight expecting to lose, but at the same time, 4 days before that, you weren't in the UFC, and now you were. Like, how did you feel after the fight?
Man, I feel like I let a lot of people down. That's my first loss. I've never lost since I started my MMA career. It's been like 8 years. I was very emotional, man. I had like 25 win streak, and it came to an end. So I was very emotional. So it is what it is, man. You gotta be humble in defeat and victory. So that's all I'm about.
So 25 winning streak, you must mean including like amateur fights as well, right?
Yeah, amateur and pros and all that. So I had like 20 plus, fights, before losing last weekend to Mason Jones, and he's my first loss. So I respect him. If you lose to somebody, you're gonna remember their name. And I'm forever gonna remember Mason Jones. Like I said, man, tough dude. I knew he was gonna bring it. I had to bring it. And he showed out, man. He got, him and his team did what they had to do to get the job done. So, hats off to him and his team. I'm just gonna keep my head up and get right back to the gym on Monday and, start over again.
I'm always curious about how fighters handle losing for the first time and how they are able to bounce back from that and what it feels like to not get your hand raised for the first time really ever. Looking back 5 days later, in some ways, is it nice because maybe there will be less pressure, no longer undefeated. You don't need to really defend that 0, so to speak, on your record, or at the same time, would you just have preferred to be undefeated as long as you could?
I kind of enjoyed the loss. That helps. That gets me like more hungry. You know, now that I lost, now I'm more hungry. I can't wait to get back in there again. Like I said, man, I'm humble in defeat. Humble in victory. So first thing I'm gonna do, man, is get back to the gym on Monday and get back to the grind. It's that loss is not gonna stop me, from doing what I love. It's just gonna motivate me even more to get back in there and compete again. So, I'm happy with it. It's all good. You win some, you lose some. Just gotta keep your head up and just keep going. Sometimes in
Yeah,
life you gotta fail. You know, failure is what gets you right back up. So.
absolutely. Going into this fight and really going into or throughout Mason Jones's UFC career so far, he's been this top prospect out of the UK, fairly hyped up. And then I think the story after this fight, even though he won the fight, was that hey, this David Onama guy on a full camp in his right weight class, he's going to be a force to be reckoned with, and maybe in a few years he can be a real a real contender in the UFC. That's what I felt to be the reaction, sort of on social media, among the media, among fans. Why do you think the performance had people feeling that way, and really, people were focused on what you were able to do on short notice, and not necessarily what Mason Jones did to win the fight?
Oh man, because then like a lot of people like I have a lot of MMA fans, and like they knew that I was gonna come out there and do what I did. I feel like everybody already, nobody's really surprised because I have a lot of MMA fans out there that knew what I'm capable of doing, and I went out there and and showed them. Nobody really surprised what I was gonna do. I had my fans that knew what I was gonna do. Mason Jones had his own fans. They knew what he was gonna do, but man, I had a lot of fans behind me, so and they knew what I was gonna do. So nobody was really surprised. The underdog came out, and did what we did what he had to do. So.
Do you feel like though you gained a lot of new fans over the weekend just because I think when someone joins the UFC, there's a lot of people that just watch the UFC, and so there's probably some people that weren't necessarily familiar with you, and now they are, and now they're wanting to see you again. Do you get the feeling that your Twitter followers are going to go up? You have a lot more fans than you did a week ago.
Oh yeah, man! Right after this fight, man, I getting a lot of fans, man. Like a lot from back home, out here. Everybody's even though I lost, everybody's still showing me love. Like I won. Like it's crazy, man. Everybody just like DM me on Twitter, Facebook messages, Instagram requests. Everybody was just saying, man, good fight, man. Keep your head up. You're gonna be a problem at 145 division. Just keep doing you, man. You're a warrior, man. I had so many people like showing me love, man, and that really means a lot to me. I'm excited to go back in there and compete at my weight division. I feel like I do a lot better. So yeah.
So the plan is to go back down to 45 for your next fight, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna go down to back to 145. I kind of just took this 155 for for opportunity. I feel like it's the opportunity we needed. My coaches was good with it. Managers, you know, everybody was good with it. So we took the fight. So all we have to do now, now that we're in the UFC, we need to go back to the 145 division, and just start all over again from there. So.
How did you feel at 155? I guess really it's more just you didn't really have to cut weight for this fight, but were there signs in the fight? Like, could you feel in the fight, hey, this is why I'm at featherweight? Like, were there times when maybe you couldn't reach him as much or anything like that? Like, how did you ultimately feel up a weight class?
I felt good, man. I just felt like the guy was just bigger, but I was fast. I felt like I had better striking than he did. Only thing that was messing me up was his wrestling, and his clinches. Guy was a good grappler. Man, I just didn't have that wrestling, man. That's the only thing that kept me off the cage. Obviously put me on the cage. He did everything that he had to do. And like I felt that pressure because I have have the best teammates at the gym, like Grant Dawson. I've rolled with him a couple times. Mike and Breeden, he just got signed to the UFC not long ago. I felt the pressure. Like I was used to it. I mean, I was used to that pressure because all my teammates, we're all grappling and stuff like that. So I don't know, man. The kid was just good, man. For this notice, I mean, I don't know, man. It's crazy.
Yeah. This was the first time you went the distance, went 3 rounds as a pro. What was it like to get that experience under your belt?
Man. To me on this fight with Mason Jones, it was like, man, I'm either gonna win this fight, uh, I'm gonna tie this fight, or it's gonna go to decisions. But I told myself, for him to beat me, this fight is gonna go to decisions. I'm gonna come out here and just bang, man, and just fight, until this fight goes to decision. And that's what I wanted, and it went to decisions. Instead of going out there and getting knocked out, the first round, like nah, I want to show you that I'm not, I'm here to stay. I'm not, one of these guys he's beat up and stuff like that. So you know,
How would you rate your performance, given the circumstances, given that it was up a weight class than where you usually compete at, given that it was on 4 days notice? I guess how would you say, how different do you think, or how better do you think you'll look in your next fight? Not even talking about improvements you make in the gym, skill wise, but just if your next fight is on a full camp at 145, are we going to see a different David Onama?
100%, 100%. I am a problem at 145 division, and everybody in my weight class knows that. So me going back to 145, oh man, it's gonna be. I can't wait for it, man. I'm gonna show out, man. That's what I'm good at is 145. I feel like at that weight, nobody can out wrestle me like that, or out grapple me like that, put me against the cage. At 145, that's not happening. I'm a problem at my weight division, and I'm super excited and happy to get back to to my weight division and start winning again. I only took that lightweight division on 4 days notice. Didn't even know who the kid was when I what's it called when I took the fight. Kind of I just wanted to fight, man. Flew to Vegas. That's when I found out that it was Mason Jones. I didn't even know who the kid was. So yeah, man, I'm just ready to go back to my weight division and start winning again, get my hand raised and stuff like that. So you know, yeah.
Two more things before I let you go. Firstly, obviously this was a historic fight as well. You are the first Ugandan-born fighter in the UFC. What does that mean to you to sort of put your country on the map in the UFC, in MMA, and really be that person who represents them?
Man, it means a lot, man. It means so much to me, man. This is what I wanted. Uh, since growing up, man, I want to be in the UFC, and just represent my country. I feel like dream, it's a dream come true, man. I did what I wanted to do, and then it happened. So I got a lot of people behind me back home that are supporting me. Yeah, man, I'm just happy, man. Should put my country what's it called on the map, representing. You know, like I said, growing up is what I wanted to do, and now here I am. Now we just got to get back to winning.
Do you still have family back home? Do you have friends back home? Do you know people back home?
Yeah, I have friends, family, siblings. Everybody's back home. They was actually watching my fights. Back home, and then after the fight, it's like, man, good stuff. You got a lot of fans behind you. You got a lot of people behind you out here, man. Just keep your head up and get back to the drawing board. So yeah, man, I had everybody watching. It's crazy.
What did they think about that? Because this is a big deal. First Ugandan in the UFC. That's huge, right?
Oh yeah, that's huge, man. That means a lot, to me and the family. Everybody just happy, man. Even though we didn't get the win, man. The love is still there. I know I lost, but it felt like a win to me, man. Everybody's saying we know you lost, but it's a win because I put my country on, represent the country. I got a lot of people behind me. Everybody's still showing me love, even though I lost. The loss felt like a win. So I just got to keep my head up, man, and and get back to the drawing board and just do it all over again. This is what I love to do, and this is where I am. So I just got yeah.
And then finally, obviously the fight against Mason Jones was back and forth. It was a war. So I'm not sure you'll be stepping back in there in 2 weeks or anything, but when are you hoping to have your second UFC fight?
I'll flip it like before the year ends. I'll do it again before the year ends. If anything, in December, I'll be good December. If not, I'm just gonna keep, working on some stuff that I need to work on. Especially my wrestling. I need to work more on that. Other than that, man, I feel good. I'm ready. I just gotta let my managers know that I'm ready to get back in. So, if anything, you probably see me back in December. If not next year. So no rush, man. We're here, so we're in the game now. So.
As EA Sports says, you're in the game now. David, thanks so much for taking the time. I appreciate it. Congratulations again on a great performance on short notice over the weekend. I think, as I said, you gained a lot of fans and a lot of respect. So thanks again for doing this, and hopefully we'll see you back in there pretty soon.
Thank you so much for having me, brother.